Hi, today we have a short Q&A with the directors of As Far As I Know. Hope you enjoy. I bet you have a lot of work, and so it was a bit of a stretch to meet us here. So I really thank you guys for being here. And so I'm just going straight to the point. It was great seeing your film, but the first question I would like to ask is, what actually drove you to create this film that is based on a true story?
Actually, we have been working on this concept of this feature for 5 or 6 years now, and as you know, I think the topic is a personal one, because many years ago, a female friend of us was assaulted sexually, and she was the only witness, and I was struck most not by the assault itself, but by the reaction she received from the police and the people close to her. And there were so many blind spots in the case, which raised plenty doubtful questions about the whole situation. And after this discovery, we realized we wanted to talk about this sensitive subject, but from the husband's point of view.
Yeah.
Because several important films were told from the victim's perspective, but rarely do we encounter the viewpoint of their skeptical, mistrustful environment. Sorry, Bálint.
No, actually, it's the point that this new point of view, it was really important for us to change somehow on this subgenre and to shine a different line on this subject.
Yeah, and one of the things that I noticed is that this main character, he's actually kind of sometimes blocked from us, especially through certain visual elements like glass. Why is he always surrounded somehow by glass? Either he's being reflected by it or he's behind it. There's always a layer that never allows us to get to him.
It's really, really cool that you're mentioning that, because it was our main intention to show this guy like that, because we are really interested in a person who should support, who must trust the victim, but for some reason he's unable to do so. And this guy, this Dénes, is, this kind of character he thinks of himself a liberal and broad-minded until he's confronted with his own hidden limits. And he's that type of character who's frustrated by his environment, rule following, disciplined and polite. And we wanted to show his suffer and the way he's starting somehow losing his faith in his wife, and at the same time we also wanted to like observe him as well. He's observing the situation, so that's why we use this kind of special type of looks on him, this kind of POV kind of observing him.
Yeah. And one of the other elements I think that also creates this notion of space is the sound. The sound design is quite peculiar. So we get the sense that sometimes certain conversations are happening while the main action is happening. So why did you decide to do this strategy? Because it's not that common to have so many elements going around, and they come from one side and then the other side, and then the main action is in the center. So how did you plan this sort of sound feeling and sound environment?
Yeah, it's really cool. Also, you were mentioning it because we had several interviews before and never asked and never raised this.
Yes.
You are really detailed, and it's really cool. Actually, I guess the sound concept, it's kind of the same as the visual concept. Always have the distance from the character and somehow try to make the feeling for the audience that he's also absorbing the situation, and the audience needs to pick the right information what he or she needs, and this makes this tricky narrative we have also helps developing in this narrative.
Yeah, and it makes us also a bit real, right? So in real life, it's quite hard just to have, even though we have a focus on something, there's not absolute silence around it. And another thing I would like to know is, besides this main storyline, which is quite dense and intense because it brings a lot of topics that are really hard to witness, there are certain elements that kind of bring this erratic normalcy. What I'm trying to say is, like, for example, when the pen doesn't work and he's trying to sign something, and when the machine keeps on giving change, and it keeps on, and we keep on hearing the coins just dropping and dropping and dropping. Most of the times it's like you're going towards kind of breaking, or that moment in which the drama just drops in and you kind of break it with those elements. So why did you decide to include those?
Yeah, because in life, I think this is happening all the time, and we would like to show our country. This is, I don't know, Hungary is a not working country, you know, and everything what is new in this country, it's also not works, but it should be, but not. And that was very important for us to show these little details and little objects in this light, in this point of view to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And it also talks about a bit the couple, because they have this, how to say, they have this special relationship, and they are just focusing on themselves, and they have like life, from outside they live a perfect life, but in this situation, life just came into their life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So after this situation happened with them, they bubble breaks, and we also wanted to emphasize this by these little details, that how life breaks their environment and they attitude and the usual habits and stuff. So it also helps us to make the discomfort even more harsh.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I was wondering, because I do not know the situation in your country, but how has it changed in terms of the way, for example, the police and the law enforcement deals with this kind of cases? Because that is definitely something that I think strikes most people, I'm guessing, when they watch this film, is, for example, the confrontation between the victim and the assaulter. So can you just give us a glimpse of how the situation is right now? Because that was really, I can't even describe it by words. That didn't seem like normal at all.
Yeah, we know. And we also wondering very much, we have a specialist, I don't know how to say, a special...
kind of detective kind of character.
Yeah. And who actually was the friends of my father, and he was a detective, and he said to us that is the return, that is the routine in our country, and we also didn't know this, and we also shocked, and actually we don't know what is the situation right now, but I think it's not too many change in this in this subject.
We also have discussion about victims or survivors, how to say that, who had same situation in their life, and they also confirmed this kind of process is really happening, and actually in some cases they helped us to make the scenes even more real, which means even more I don't know, discomforting, because this so unhuman processes are real. I mean, for example, that detail when the other police guy is just steps into the office while they're investigating Nora. We just got this detail from a survivor who had the same situation.
What? Wow.
Yes. Yes.
It's so usual.
All details are based on true events, actually, and the shocking sentence. I don't know. Do you remember that? I don't know how to say in English that in this confrontation. That do you feel joy?
Did you feel pleasure? Yeah.
Do you feel pleasure? Yeah, that's also based on true events. Yes.
That was an actual question.
That's an actual
policeman in an actual investigating that she felt joy during the rape.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless.
Yes.
Okay. But what are the things, even though we have to witness all of these moments, the arch for the building of the character is quite rich. So we can see her as a survivor. So she does go through a really long process in which she's not supported by the husband, even though he thinks he is. But the thing is, every time we see her again, there's an evolution. And towards the end, we feel like she's the one that's been almost supporting him, right? I did feel that, I got that feeling that she had to have the strength to deal with it for both of them. And that for me was like the biggest, I don't know, like way of just showing how these women are so brave for dealing with these situations. And now I just want to ask you, like, after all of this process, after all this film, like, what do you want people to get from this? Because this talks about consent, rape, the way people are treated because of that, also adoption, and this idea of toxic masculinity associated with the idea of not being able to conceive a child. All of these topics are present here. So what should we get out of this? Like, how should we feel after all of this, really intimate, but really general, story?
Yes, that's a good question. I think one is our main message is you don't have to most azt akarom mondani, Bálint, hogy nem muszáj együtt maradnotok feltétlenül.
First of all, from the couple's point of view, that if a relationship doesn't work, maybe you should face with the real problems that you are having. Mm-hmm. And you should investigate yourself and investigate your relationship, and maybe if it's necessary, you can break up.
Yes, you can break up. Yeah.
You don't have to.
That's the simple translate. Okay, yeah.
And the other thing, of course, that from the guy's point of view, that you should not misjudge. You cannot misjudge a person, and based on information, based on the environment's expectations, based on your I don't know, the viewpoint of your mother or the viewpoint of your boss or stuff like this. So you should more like have to be brave and try to trust.
And listen, right? I did get that feeling, like, even if she's not saying something, like...
Right information, and you have to process this information.
And listening, of course, yes. It's really important.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I'm so glad I was able to talk to you. I really enjoyed your film. I think it shows how complex people are in general, and how important it is to trust other people and to listen to them, even if they're not saying it or saying it the way we expect. It just, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, so bye. See you. Thank you for joining us for this short Q&A. You can watch the films in Filmin until the 28th of March.